कि जो हमारी वैदिक शिक्षा पद्धति थी उसका जो आधार था वो इतना इफेक्टिव था कि आज भी उस शिक्षा पद्धति को न केवल यूरोप बल्कि भारत में भी जो ऐसे संस्थान हैं जो वैदिक विधा से बच्चों को बहुत अच्छा बनाना चाहते हैं उपयोग कर रहे हैं। जैसे अगर आप वेदों में जाएं तो हमारे उपनिषदों में और आयुर्वेद में पंचकोश का सिद्धांत दिया गया है। पंचकोश का सिद्धांत क्या है? हमारे सनातन धर्म में माना जाता है कि हमारा शरीर 5 कोशों से बना है। कोश का मतलब लेयर से बना है। तो अगर हमारे शरीर को देखें तो उसमें 5 लेयर है। एक अन्नमय कोश है, एक प्राणमय कोश है, एक मनोमय कोश है, एक विज्ञानमय कोश है और एक अंतिम है आनंदमय कोश। मैं इन सभी कोशों के बारे में बताऊंगा। और जो हमने वीडियो के
Hi everyone, thanks for joining the admin show, and I have a very special guest, Karn. He's actually going to talk about Panchakosha model, and basically Panchakosha, the doctrine of the five sheath, presents a layered view of human existence: physical, vital, mental, intellectual, and blissful. So, yeah, before we go ahead and talk about our topic today, can you give a brief introduction about the topic and yourself? Yeah, go ahead.
Namaskar, and hello everyone. It's been a while since I've spoken on this podcast. We started off with Vedanta concepts, and Panchakosha is one of the core concepts here. I have been practitioner of Vedanta philosophy for over 25 years now. Initially initiated through, I would say, portion of it was through my mother, and then later went into a little more detail. And during my academic career as well, while doing MBA, we had Vedanta as part of our curriculum. So it kind of integrated it with the material management slash living world, and not just as a pure spiritual concepts, which really help bridge spirituality in daily living and so on. And so that's my I would say broader background. Otherwise, I'm an entrepreneur. I have a company which is on talent transformation. I have another company in India called Uniki, which helps create content for deaf people in sign language. And the company in the US is called Brahma, and that is in talent transformation. That's very quickly about me. Good to meet you again, and thanks again for the opportunity. Bhavika.
Thank you, Karan, for joining. Let's begin our question answer session. What does Panchakosha actually mean, which is derived from Taittiriya Upanishad?
Yeah, Panchkosha is, I mean, with all Vedantic and Upanishadic concepts, I would say the inquiry about self is the core of it, if you have to take it from there. So, and what is inquiry about self? Very simply, which is who am I? What am I? And the story of Bhrigu and Varun actually is intertwined in the Taittiriya in Upanishad on this particular topic, where Varun, who's father of Bhrigu, and Bhrigu is interested in knowing more about Brahman or the universe or the concept, underlying concepts of the world. And Varun says, "Go ahead." And it's difficult to explain. Go do meditation and come back. And so the story basically builds on Brigu goes into meditation, comes back, initially says that food or physical being, which is the Annamaya Kosha, is the Brahma, or that is me, or that is all of us. So Varun again challenges him and says that go back, do a little more. So basically, he was not wrong, but he had touched the first layer of who am I and what am I. So first layer of all of us obviously is physical, very visible. Everyone knows, everyone can touch, feel, taste, and Annamaya is basically food. And if you see the world from a perspective, actually, we are all food. We are just cycling through we eat food which is grown from soil. Soil becomes plants or animals. Animals become food for us, and we eventually, whether burnt or buried, we go back into the soil. So that cycle is what all. So Annamaya comes from there. And so it was not wrong, and it is not wrong. And physical is the most, I would say, dominant layer for all of us to experience. Then he went back, and then the next level, which is more subtler and subtler and subtler. So the next one was Pranamaya Kosha, which is prana in the yogic is very intertwined with breath. But in I would say if I talk in the world of robotic language, it's basically your energy or the charge that you get. Um, it's like a battery, right? I mean, so unless a physical being or a robot, unless plugged with some kind of a charge, there's no activity which will happen. And pranamaya, and same thing with our experience, life experience. If your breath is out, you're out of breath, you're dead. So, like as simple as that. So, pranamaya is the next level, which is intertwined with breath, and so on. And it's called the vital energy, but essentially, the energy is generated through the breathing process, breaking down of our cells or the food particles that go inside, and the combination of that is the pranamaya kosha. The third level is the manomaya kosha, which is again the mental sheath, which is again going back to the robotic example. It's like the software or which the personality that we carry, which could be your the extroverted, introverted. You are excited about certain thing, your emotions, your memories, all of that kind of form together the manomaya kosha. And so it's I would say the emotions slash thoughts put together. And the deeper level of that is Vijnanamaya Kosha, which is Vijnan in other work is scientific, but essentially in this context, it's wisdom and the deeper understanding of things. So again, as you go subtler, 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 when you hit the wisdom level, your decision making is more long term. It's not emotional or mood based. It's not based on your energy level and things like that. And your identification comes that. And the final one is the Anandamaya Kosha, which is the bliss sheath, or with all, I would say, Vedantic concept, the Satchit Ananda, which is the greatest joy of experiencing universe, is considered that Anandamaya. And as you meditate, as you go through various things, you eventually hit that point, which is very blissful. It's trance like state. It is very connected. You are connected with the world. You're connected within yourself and everything. And that's part of our I would say layers that we carry ourselves. So that's a very very quick crash course, Anamika, on it. Yeah, but go ahead. Let me know which ones you want to dig deeper into.
So no, we'll go a little bit dig deeper into all the five. So Annamaya Kosha, right? So here, what we are saying that is it related? It's related to food. So are we? Is it giving a guideline like what food we should eat, and how do we have to care about digestion? Do we have to care about mindful eating, um, and so on and so forth? Yeah, can you throw some light on that?
So, absolutely. So the other part of this five sheets is concept or model that is of an individual is very core to Ayurveda.
Mm-hmm.
And when you connect it back, it's not just, and obviously the Indian Sanatan system of works are very, very interrelated. It's not like health is separate and meditation is separate. It's all integrated, holistic perspective. It goes deeper and layers and all of those things. So when you see it from an Ayurvedic or the health lens of living. So our core is physical, right? I mean, our experiences are derived from physical, which is you have your five Jnanendriyas and five Karmendriyas. All the Jnanendriyas are your senses, eyes, ear, listening, feeling, and all of those things. And Karmendriyas is your sense of action, including talking and things that you say. Uh, More importantly, when we talk of uh, going deeper and experiencing all these layers within yourself, in a lot of meditation actually practices use this model for you to go deeper and deeper and deeper. And when it comes to food, the food which obviously helps you go deeper are I mean, basically again divided into the Rajasic, Sattvic, and Tamasic foods. And Tamasic is anything which is slower to digest, takes longer, makes you heavier. So that's why meat is prohibited and strong flavors. That's why onion and garlic and ginger, not garlic, ginger primarily, comes under the restrictions or avoidance, especially when you're trying to practice a higher meditation practices or you want to go deeper into it. And anything which is quick, fresh is good, and all of those things get encompassed in doing that.
Okay.
So, so I mean, anyone who's in that path, having sattvic food, less oil, less salt, less sugar, milder colors, flavors, and something will always help you stay lighter and go deeper whenever you're trying to sit for meditation or do other activities which require creativity or things like that.
Okay. So the takeaway is basically mindful eating and like going towards vegetarianism and vegan. Maybe is that
Uh,
some?
it, 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 if it is interrelated, I mean, see, it's
Mm,
not restricted
mm,
hardly, but see, if you go, it's not that, I mean, obviously, that is definitely recommended. The rishis and all, they were primarily vegetarians. They would eat very light, mild food, whatever is available fresh in the forest and things like that. So, definitely, it's something which is recommended. And mindful eating is actually, see, I mean, it goes regardless of saying. I mean, I didn't touch on mindful eating primarily because when we are trying to inquire for ourselves, you are doing everything mindfully, which is if you're sitting, you have to sit mindfully. If you are walking, you're walking mindfully. If you're eating, you're eating mindfully. So everything is mindful. There's essentially you are observing your thoughts. So every time your mind drifts away, you go into a daydream, you go into some kind of a thought exercise, you have to bring it back, and that becomes your mindful living as a common practice. That's why I didn't say that only for food, like it's for literally
yeah,
everything
yeah, yeah,
underneath
yeah. We will dig deeper in all on the five. So okay, thank you. Let's move on to the next one. So Pranamaya Kosha is just beyond breath. You think it is like doing this breathing exercise, like pranayam and things like that, or Surya Namaskar. Is it going taking us towards that?
that. So pranamaya kosha, in the again in your ayurvedic practices,
Mm,
prana while our normal, I would say colloquially, when we talk about prana, we talk about life as a Jivan and things like that, which is living being, a living thing. But prana is very, very intrinsically tied to the breath and energy, most important. So energy is what makes the physical move around and also feeds in your I would say the thoughts, the mental processes, and everything. So the higher, I would say, the energy that you have and more control that you have over that energy, the better lifestyle, better living that you will eventually have. So, uh, a long way to say that is it's definitely how do you tame your prana, or how do you, because every emotion that you go through, your breathing pattern changes. And when the breathing pattern changes, there is dissipation of energy. You become less energetic in times of different time of day, different situations and stuff like that. When you have a stronger control, which is built through pranayama, built through yogic exercise, including Surya Namaskar, and in fact, every yogic posture has a breathing component very, very intrinsically attached. So every time you go into a posture, there is a breathing that you have to do. Every time you're coming out, there is a breathing pattern that you have to follow. So if you do that, that essentially does two things. One, it genuinely increases your energy, which helps you think clearer, be more aware, be more available for the moment. And as well as it allows you to have better control of it, of all the other, I would bring it to decision making. Helps you bring better decisions. So it's a technology, it's a tool. The better we use it, the better we get.
So basically, the takeaway is like to have a better Pranamaya Kosha, you have to, practice yoga basically.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yes, yes. So if you join it back to Annamaya, have sattvic food for Pranamaya, better yogic practices, especially I would say the pranayam, or now that it is called, yogic breathing, box breathing, like you
Rocks
were
breathing.
saying earlier.
Yeah,
So,
sure.
so the more we do that, better it is.
Okay, Manamaya Kosha is the sheath of thoughts, emotion, and sense processing. Basically, to better control your thoughts and emotions. I mean, I got it out of it like use less social media and, do not overthink and so on and so forth. So, what is your take on that? Manamoya, how can we, refine our Manamaya Kosha?
So Manamaya Kosha is a refined, and again from a again meditative practice standpoint. First of all, is the awareness of your thoughts, your emotions, your personalities. When I say personality, it is I would say a mix of your aspirations, your wants, and your I would call it. Idiosyncrasies in certain sense that you like a certain pattern of colors or food or things like that. So first of all, that awareness is becomes a very very I mean step one to everything that you can. But eventually, having better grip of all of that is essentially, I mean, the concept is actually, the less saturated you are in your experiences. Though when you say social media is blids of colors, images, very, very engaging, things like that. So how does it impact us? I mean, obviously, moving pictures, a lot of thoughts, and very randomness of the thoughts. If you thoughts and thoughts being presented in a social, so the reels and thing actually are designed really well as how our mind is the monkey mind, which flips from talking about cricket to food to some celebrity to some political thing. And that's how our feeds are usually. So it will go from one thing to another thing to another thing. And that's basically mimicking our mind. But it's not healthy. And that's why it's very addictive, because mind easily adapts to the social media real thing, because that's the level of, I would say, attention span we carry. And the lower attention span is not a healthy thing. So all of us needs to kind of take a step back have increased our attention span, and doing and putting on thoughts and activities which have a longer term impact. I think, and it's easier said than done. I would say I myself have, blown away by the reels and shorts so many times in a day. But essentially, the awareness, the moment it hits you, okay, yeah, it's been a while. And you're drifting for far too long. That's when you come back to it. But all said and done, to strengthen or be more aware of your Manomaya Kosha, the again, the meditative practices or the meditation by itself is probably the most helpful way to strengthen and be in that state where you can see your emotion thoughts very, very clearly.
Yeah. Anyway, we had done this Matrix episode, and you had told that we shouldn't be too much entangled in the Matrix. So, social media is one of the Matrix Maya, right?
Yes, it's a very, very strong, well-designed uh, mechanism to keep you in the matrix.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on to our next is Vignaya Maya Kosha is the discerning intellect and deeper understanding. So how do you strengthen this kosha? What do you do? What is your message
So,
on that?
it's again like step by step, right? You did your physical, which is good food, basic hatha yoga and stuff like that. Strengthens your Annamaya Kosha. You go further up, you do your breathing exercise and pranayam and all of those things, which essentially takes care of the Pranamaya Kosha. Then you get into the meditation. Now, when you get into meditation, meditation takes care of, I would say, both Jnanamaya Kosha and Manomaya Kosha, because um, the whole transcend, and that's why the awareness part of our intellect or of our being is actually in Vijnanamaya Kosha, where the awareness sits very firm. It can observe the temporary thoughts. It can observe the emotions, the fleeting and temporariness of all of our desires primarily. And that allows you to essentially make sure that so essentially, to coming to your point, it's meditation. It's meditation at a deeper level. And how do you hit the deeper level is basically when you start first becoming aware of it, and when you start switching off even the sense of awareness or sense of entanglement in through the awareness. That's when you start experiencing Vijnanamaya Kosha, which is the wisdom, which you'll get answers for questions that you want, life answers, or some people have that ability to foresee things, or people have ability to hear things or know things which are usually not aware to available to I would say on a regular basis. Those are things which starts showing up at that level, and when that quietens up, that's when you're in the state of bliss. That time you're not wanting to think, you are not judgmental about anything, you are not desiring anything, you are just being, and you're almost floating. So the Anandamaya Kosha is necessary step, but it's essentially at that level you are just switched off your even meditation practice, and you're like surrendered to the divinity to just experience the joy which comes through it.
So basically, Anandamaya Maya Kosha is the permanent bliss. Do you think it is referring to the enlightenment that Gautam Buddha received? And also, if you go by the movie Matrix, that Neo realized about his Anandamaya Kosha. So, do you think this is the enlightenment, Anandamaya Kosha?
Anandamaya Kosha is definitely the enlightenment, and I would say that literally, all I mean, not just Buddha. Buddha has been obviously, I would say, even Mahavir or even contemporary rishis who have been around. Whatever they're talking of, the spirituality, divinity, everything, unless you have touched the Anandamaya Kosha, I don't think you are qualified enough, or you have not really you're only then relying on basically scriptural knowledge and stuff like that. But if you have hit the Anandamaya Kosha, I would take a very good example if I have to, is Kabir, for instance. Whatever Kabir Das ji is saying is exactly coming from the Anand, because he's in state of bliss. He doesn't take, or even Guru Nanak ji, for instance, every word that you hear from him, it comes from the source of Anandmaya Kosha. Like once you've hit that course, all the wisdom of the world, all the divisions in the in our existence kind of merge, demerge, and that's where you're able to connect all the dots. You can see your past, present, future, everything, and be in that blissful state where you become more compassionate, you're more loving, you want to give people something that will last beyond just material existence, and that's I think essentially where it comes from. But coming
So,
to the
yeah.
matrix, I would
Hmm.
say the matrix, it doesn't go to that level, to be honest. I mean, if
The
if we
Neo,
were
he
to write,
realizes, in that green screen that everything is a matrix, and then he can.
he reaches very close to the awareness, which is your
Okay.
Vijnanamaya Kosha,
Okay.
where he
Okay.
knows. But the movie ends literally there, where he knows, and then he goes back to fighting the robots and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
If he was truly blissful, he would have like extinguished from the matrix itself, and he will be like, okay, wow, this is this is too good for me. So
Modern day Gautam Buddha.
modern day goal. So I would say, yeah, there is a good storyline which we can take back and say, hey, dude, instead of making it fight the robots, become you know uh, hit the Anandamaya consciousness and then come back and control everything. So
Yeah. So one message I want to give to the viewers based on your explanation is like to the youth, to all the college going kids or in the high schoolers that have mindful eating, like eat your vegetables and eat your grains and proteins, and be very mindful of what you eat, and then consume less social media, do your yoga and do your meditation. This is what the message I want to give to the youth. What is your take on that? You want to add something?
yeah, I mean, so the definitely these are all messages which never go wrong. Obviously, very difficult to follow, very challenging in the current environment. But while doing the research, and in fact, thanks to you, I mean, there was this interesting aspect of it which I learned myself on the process was the whole Gurukul system was essentially designed with this, the five sheets in mind. And what it talked about, and this is probably more to the parents than the kids themselves, is that the way it was designed was that our body and our personality, or us as a being, develop layer after layer. So, I mean, initially it's the Annamaya Kosha, which is, the physical things and so on. So it prescribed that while the first 5 years of life do not give like strong food, strong taste, saturated content, which is what I was talking about, social media, stuff like that. While it's very common, and I would say it's on some extent I'm guilty of doing it, is showing kids the phone to keep them engaged and all of those things. But it does impact the ability to perceive, the ability to the sharpness, and the ability to be in the moment. So the first 5 years is all Annamaya Kosha getting developed. The next, almost till 12 to 13, which is teenage, before the teenage, your Prana Kosha, that's why the energy is very high. You need to start building control over it. That's why the yoga, Surya Namaskar, or doing pranayama was prescribed, which essentially helps you keep that in control. And then comes the during the teens and early teens, I would say, your Manomaya kosha starts to develop. That's why you have mood swings and the tantrums and some level of pushback which is comes up, which is between 13 to 16 and 18 kind of a thing. And then 16 to 18, the Vijnanamaya Kosha, which is the wisdom, intellect, all of that. That's why they question literally everything that we have been telling throughout. And that whole concept was very, very refreshing to understand. Okay, that's how our Gurukul system was essentially designed to say that this person is going through this part of development, hence, will give more of emphasis in building that portion of your layer and then build on top of it. And that's why it's still 25 years that you went through a Gurukul system and you lived a life of brahmacharya and all of those things. Because after that, then you're really ready for, you probably have hit the Anandamaya Kosha and then you go back into the world, do wiser things, take steps in a more compassionate, more kind of a manner and stuff like that. So that I think Anamika was a really good I mean I think explanation of how it can be integrated with our day-to-day living. And I would say it's a mix of the youth learning about it as well as parents bringing that ability to create that kind of environment where each of those layers are taken care of and treated
Yeah, I
appropriately.
hope this podcast will be helpful to both the parents and the youth and the college going kids and high schoolers, and that's and maybe in general
Everyone, I
awareness.
think
Yeah.
everyone, even us as we are still learning a lot of these things, and more so now because once you have gone through the whole life of living corporate lives and
Mm.
taking off your marriage and kids and everything, that's when you realize that there's a lot more left in life to learn about. And so we are coming here, but if this knowledge was available earlier, it would be definitely more helpful for people to navigate through a lot of stresses that you eventually go through in life, anyways.
Okay. Thank you for joining the admin show, and we'll come up. I hope you'll come up again and join together with some other topic. Do you have anything final words for my viewers of the admin show?
I think thank you so much. Please subscribe, follow, like, and share Anamika's blog. She has been on it for I don't know now 3 years or some
Yeah,
more, probably
three
more.
years. Yeah, 3 years. Yeah.
She's spoken to some fantastic people. I love the guests who come, and I'm very fortunate that I've been associated with her for so long. Definitely, Anamika, all the best, and to the audience, live a very healthy life.
Okay. Bye.
Bye
Namaste.
bye. Thank you. Namaskar.